Who do you think you are? Wanting to achieve so many things, wanting to do so many different activities that I'm not even sure it's worth you considering doing this because it's just too much. There's too much unknown out there. What if? What if? And what if? My fearless friends, this is how an untrained mind is talking to you all the time. Sometimes you may not even be aware that this is happening because you are very used to the way that you communicate with you. So you think it's normal. It's normal that you always feel fear, and when you feel fear, it's time to stop. In today's episode number 93, let's talk a bit about anxiety as a new employee or as a new business owner because there is so much imposter syndrome, fear of the unknown that your mind wants to call it quits without you even giving it a 1% of a chance. And today's magic word is 1%. You doing 1% even during a week, even per month, is so much better than not doing anything at all. Your number one goal as a business owner, as a new employee in your professional life, is that when you look back, whether it's a week ago, a month ago, and most especially a year ago, you see that you have made some progress. You are not in the same place where you were then. This is the problem, not fear, not stress, and not anxiety. Now, let's see how we can deal with these three. And mostly with anxiety because that's the strongest of them all for the day, to see how you can get to that at least 1% per month, which gives you enough fuel to keep on going in a place where, let's be honest, everything is agile nowadays. We are working in an agile environment. Things tend to shift in a matter of minutes. We are in this constant change that is the only constant in our lives, isn't it? So, what we can do is to start looking at anxiety from a different perspective, which means that you will no longer tell yourself that, hey, it's not normal. I should not be feeling this. It's not something that I need to feel at my age. Let's say that you are about maybe 25, 30, 35, and you think, well, this is not me. I am a professional. I know exactly what I'm doing. I want to start a new endeavor in my professional life. It's not normal that I'm that anxious. Come on, it's not like it's the end of the world. However, your mind does consider it to be the end of the world because everything that is unknown gets to make your mind feel anxious, scared, because it thinks that if you were doing well and living, you being alive, before you started this activity, that was awesome. Why would you need to do anything different to change anything in your routine which could have an impact on you? So, my fearless friends, we need to be really mindful about not rejecting our emotions. Everything that you feel comes with a message. It's normal, it's natural, it's the most obvious thing that your system tends to do in order to give you a message to help you go on the other side of fear, stress, and anxiety so that you can move ahead, so that you can evolve, which again is the most important need that you could ever have in your life. Whether it's your professional life or the other areas of your life, we need to keep on moving. Mistake making is a blessing. You know, I always say this. It's the most amazing way that you can get those lessons and simply know what not to do next time. Now, what is anxiety? Anxiety means that you feel that you have lost control over your life, over your actions. This means that you are trying to please someone else. So, my question to you is, who are you trying to please? Because it's not you. You guessed it. You may be at the end of your journey as an employee, you're thinking of going to something different, more grand in your life. And you cannot find the means, the interior means to do it. Because in your mind, you could be wired, you could be wanting to still thank someone else. You may be pleasing someone else without you even realizing. So please take a moment, take a pen, and a piece of paper, whatever you have around you, but it's important to put it down as you write it down, not just as you type it down on your phone or on your laptop. We are too connected to the online. Social media is just a bit too much for our anxious mind to deal with. So when you feel that you are too fearful, that you have too much anxiety, leave the screens alone. Put them to the side and have a coffee with yourself for a few minutes and just analyze and simply assess how you are feeling. How is your relationship with yourself? So, who am I trying to please? And be mindful that I'm saying mindful. I'm saying trying. Be really mindful about this because when you try, you're not doing this. And I say trying to please someone else because they are never going to give you enough resources for you to be fully content. Whenever you rely on the outside world, it will never be enough because you'll constantly want more and more and more. So, when you try to please someone else, you're obviously not pleasing yourself. Now, if you are at the beginning of your professional endeavor, who could you be trying to please? Could you be trying to please maybe your family, wanting to prove something to them, your manager, your boss at work, your colleagues? Maybe you want to prove something to your family. This is painful. I know how it is. I know that I used to be in this position where I would constantly need to show others something, even though these others were not at all bothered by my actions. I felt the need to be checking my activity and my results with the exterior. This is not to your benefit, unfortunately. Fortunately, now you know and you can change this. So I want you to please be very honest with yourself and put it down on a piece of paper. Who are you trying to please? When you're anxious, your mind is no longer in control of your entire system. You are not that one unit. You don't have harmony in your system anymore. This connection, body and mind, which I know that you know a lot about, is the secret to you being in full, perfect harmony every time that you want to make a decision. If your mind is having this constant need of finding ways to please others, but your body doesn't feel safe in a certain environment anymore, you are basically pulling yourself into different directions. And no wonder you feel in a state, you get to be in a state where you are stuck, you are blocked because the confused mind is never going to move. You won't make any decisions. The conflict that you have with yourself, usually, these are the strongest of them all. Anything else that you may have with the people around you, these are just um, pieces of cake. The strongest relationship that you will ever have in your life is your relationship with yourself. So focus as much as you can on making sure that you are your number one priority, that you put yourself first, because no one is going to do that for you. And I know you know this. And if you're following me on social media, it's definitely high time that you get to the very obvious conclusion for your mind that you need to keep on making mistakes. They're normal. They're the most natural thing that you could do in order for you to simply live life. Making mistakes is life at its finest, my fearless friend. So I want you to please put this in practice. Who am I trying to please in order to escape this anxiety when you are at the beginning of your road? And not only, you can use this anytime that you feel highly anxious so that you realize that you need to get back on track and start pleasing yourself first. These thoughts that you'll see on your piece of paper will be the ones that give you the solution, because when you are fully aware of the current situation that you are in, guess what's going to happen? You will see solutions only, and fear and anxiety and stress start to dissipate completely. So let me know if you have any questions, and I look forward to having you on my team, having you get in touch with me if you need any support with your fear and stress in business for you and your team as well. I'm so happy to dedicate my energy and my wisdom around fear and stress in your team, in your organization to help you thrive along with your colleagues. Go to roxanapope.com and also get a gift from me. Download the 7-step guide to permanently conquer your fears to keep yourself in a constant state of you being in control of everything that happens around you, especially in control of your fears and stress. I'll see you soon, my fearless friends, with another Stories About Fear episode. Thank you for tuning in.